I was skipping school to get my sack right. My bitch text me and ask why I don't text back. My dog got a right back. These brand new don't step on my balances. I'ma hit that if she let me. They don't like how I talk.
Third Coast Fantasy Football, baby. Was this week 9 recap? We're into week 10 already. Thank you for joining us for a week 10 already. 3 weeks until playoffs, right? Is that right?
There's 4 games this week, and then 3 more after this week. Drown that music out. Drown that music.
Oh, Lord.
There you go.
Well, welcome everybody. The podcast, Third Coast Fantasy Football, live on a Wednesday night. I know we normally do this on Thursday. We're switching it up, trying to fool y'all. Worked out better for our schedule, so fuck it. Give you something to listen to on a Thursday morning. That way the games haven't already started. So it was an interesting week. Some big games, some big wins, some big losses, some close matches, some come from behind, some nail biters. Joey likes to come from behinds.
Yes, he does.
Yes, he does.
Yes, he
I thought Joey was going to come from behind, but he got straight fucked.
Yeah, luckily he did. I needed that W.
Yeah. How we start? Third Coast Fantasy Football, the podcast. Once again, thank y'all for listening.
You won't straight chug that beer. You won't chug it. You won't smash that beer right now. Get it. That's only like a third of the beer gone.
Like half.
That's a tall boy.
Like half.
You're slipping, bro. You're getting old.
I'm getting old.
Young Schwig would have pounded that shit in about 3 seconds.
I was never a chugger, bro. But I did totally forget.
You were just a steady sipper.
I'm a sipper, dude. I can sip all day. What the fuck were we talking about?
Oh no, can we rewind the tape?
There goes Joey likes to came on from behind.
Steadily. Nail biter. Let's start this thing off like we normally do.
Let's go. I don't remember where my thought was going. It was probably gonna be pretty hilarious. But going straight into it, I know it was gonna be good. Going straight into it, the first game that I got on the docket
for week 9.
For week 9, a lot of important matchups are. I don't know where it's going.
Yeah, a lot of important matchups are happening right now.
Wins and losses.
With as close as the divisions are, it's funny. Everybody, obviously, in the nasty North is hoping for the dirty South to win, except for their games and vice versa, because it's anybody's race at this point.
It's literally up in the air. It's literally up in the air in the North and in the South. Honestly, I know we've talked about it before, but the competitive season's the longest time. Seems like I don't think besides, Warden, Sean, are they mathematically eliminated yet? I mean, it's getting close. Warden's 5 games back in the North, so I think that's it for him. But
Warden's in the South. Sean is, I think, Sean is the only one that is mathematically eliminated. But we'll take a look at that when we run through the standings.
Okay. First game I got on paper is Warden Super Troopers squaring off against the Monsters of the Midway, the Chi-Town Crushers. Wook with a 103.5 to 91.5. Warden had another strong outing by Deshaun Watson. Deion Lewis was a good surprise for him off Tennessee. I mean, that could get his team in the right direction.
That second running back spot is killing Warden.
Juza Kazak?
No,
Juzachich.
No, you Juzachich.
Juzachich.
Yeah, I feel for Warden. That spot's got to be killing him. I think for the last maybe month, Warden's been starting that dude, and I don't think he's ever gotten more than 2 points. So I'm not quite sure why Warden keeps. He knows something maybe we don't.
What can he do instead?
I mean, any running back on the waiver wire, I would think would be better than that.
Oh, damn.
But really, this game was close enough that it came down to Wook's defense, Chicago Bears defense, scoring two touchdowns, three interceptions, a fumble recovery. They crushed it, dude. 27 points. Outside of that one Denver game, that might be the highest scoring defense total we've had this season. But that's what won it for Wook. So
yeah, dude, that was impressive. And Wook likes to get wins off Chicago Bears defense. They won as well, and they stomped Detroit. Wait, who'd they play? Buffalo. Wharton's got to be a little upset at Marvin Jones Jr. now that Golden Tate got traded away. You'd think he would have a bigger role, but only 9 points. Devontae Adams was his third leading scorer, and then a bunch of for the rest of his team. Wook didn't really have that much better. Honestly, you're absolutely 100% correct. That defense definitely helped him. Wook had a couple people on bye. T.Y. Hilton, Smallwood. You never know if Wook's going to start him or not. Spent the money on him, but you never know if he's going to start him.
Diggs was out too with an injury, so not quite at full strength. Wook, I think, is due for a bounce back week, and of course, unfortunately for myself, he lines up against me this week. So, congrats on that soon to be W, Wook. Yeah. Good win though, Wook. Good win.
Good win. 2 is your game, Daniel. Since it was such a close game, such a great game, I know you were working through Sunday night. I know Joey said that you won and beat him by 100.
It was a nail biter. You never know what Aaron Rodgers is going to do.
It wasn't a nail biter.
You always got to worry about Aaron Rodgers putting up big numbers. And then, Corey Davis was off to a strong start in that Monday night game. I thought there was a chance he'd put up 100 points and come back and get me. But
Corey Davis caught one back.
Fortunately for myself, I think in the first quarter alone, Corey Davis had like 4 catches for 40-something yards. But luckily, he finished with only 6 catches for 50-something yards. And I was able to hold on to the W. A small part of me definitely wanted to beat Joey by 100. He's a very satisfying person to win against, and I think anyone that's watching this show or will be watching this podcast soon can agree. It feels really good to beat Joe. So I would imagine the majority of the league was probably rooting for me, other than the people in my division. I assume.
Joe threw up a lot of single-digit scores this week. It's tough to win. He just had an off week. I hope what sucks is I play him next week. He
had a lot of dudes on. Half his team was on bye, but you get him at full strength next week. So
he had 5 people on bye. It was nice.
Time for a bounce back, Joe.
Once again, dude, you're showing your dominance in the league. Patrick Mahomes, Alvin Kamara, Melvin Gordon, Josh Gordon's coming around. You're the team to beat, Daniel boy. I don't care if you deflect it all you want. You're the guy that's first place in the Dirty South, and the Dirty South reigns far superior to the Nasty North. So the guy. You're the guy everyone's gunning for, dude. You're the bulletin board material. You're the one. You're the 2-time champion. You're the one that everybody wants to beat. Fortunately, it doesn't seem like an easy task with as good as your squad is.
I appreciate the kind
10 points from Legatron. I mean, even your kicker's going double digits.
I appreciate the kind words.
Highest scorer was his kicker.
I appreciate the kind words. I actually give a little bit more credit to the North. They've got a couple of guys in that division that are scoring a lot of points. RJ, which we'll get to his game soon, is crushing right now.
He's in our division.
I know. I'm saying there's other guys in this league that I think are head and shoulders above the rest of the talent.
Any given Sunday is all I can say. Any given Sunday.
Absolutely.
While they play the game. So
who you got up next?
Hopefully you lose one coming up soon. Next we'll go to my game. Battle of the show hosts, the Monday morning Lou and Gore barbershop talk.
He's Lou.
Ended up, and I'm Gore, and I whooped the shit out of Lou. I did it. And if you haven't seen, if you're not friends of the show on Instagram or Facebook, we do have a new sock line coming out with mine faces on them. If you need to pick up a pair, let me know. They're great for a stocking stuffer. Wear them around town. Justin, I'm sure you would wear high socks with some basketball shorts out to the park or something.
with some
Fix 'em
Jordan
up, man.
slides.
With some Jordan slides. Yeah, I mean, come on, bro. Hook me up. Yeah, I'll bring some for you.
That was Steve's high school. That was Steve every day in high school. That was Steve with some house slippers and some
slides.
Yeah.
Steven Lamberton getting married this weekend.
Best dress in high school.
Best dress. Hashir Rashad. We'll get to him in a little bit. I had a couple big time performances from a couple of people, so it really made the game easy, especially since they did it early. Roethlisberger with 31, Kareem Hunt with 32, and Julio Jones finally finding the end zone with 24.
Look good.
And then 10 and 10, Juju and Adam Thielen. If you only get 10 out of those two guys and still win, I feel good.
For sure.
Titans defense surprised me on Monday night with a 10-point performance against Dallas, which really put it away because I was Brady was playing on Sunday night. So I was worried going into Sunday night. It was a little bit closer than I'd have liked it. And he had Brady and Gronk. Gronk was a questionable late scratch. That bullshit Belichick nonsense kind of hoed Lou because it was almost a game time decision. At that point, all he can do is pick up a Monday night.
Fortunately for Lou, he did have another tight end on the roster. Had he started said tight end, that tight end also got 0. So really just a wash. It was, I guess, worth the dice roll to see if Gronk played. Christian McCaffrey had a good game, but really
he went off early too. I was scared because I kept watching TV, and every time I looked up, Christian McCaffrey was scoring a touchdown. I was like, God.
This is the script that's been written week in and week out. The dominance of the sexual harassment pandas.
Dude,
easily one of, if not the top team in the league. Scary to play. Look out. This guy is rolling right now. And I got to believe this is probably your year, Schwig.
Okay. I'll take it. Please let it be my year. Please. I'm good with that. I would love to win this thing. It's going to take some work,
your team keeps rolling and nothing happens.
Lou drops down to 2-7. That's not a good spot to be in.
He's never a good spot.
He's getting close to mathematically eliminating himself. It's almost must-win time for Lou.
It is not almost. It is must-win time for Lou.
It's must-win time.
He has to win this week to keep it going.
So that's that game. Nothing really much more to talk about. Lou had a lot of single-digit scores too. Seems to be a theme. Me, on the other hand, I had only 2 players scoring at single digits. That was Isaiah Crowell, who's trash, and Graham Gano. So the next couple games we got lined up for you, there's 3 special games.
One of these is by far the most exciting game I've seen in a long time.
Are you talking about the OB not murderers?
Absolutely.
The high and incomplete?
Absolutely.
This guys was a goddamn barn burner.
This is what fantasy football is all about.
This is why you play
high
the
score
game.
and high flying action.
There is, let me check here, how many teams would have beat both of them if they joined?
I mean, listen to these point totals from the quarterback. 10, 7. Listen to these point totals. 4, 6, 2, 6, 1, 3, 1, 4, 7.5.
Oh. So that's 1, 2, 3.
3 players in double digits from both teams combined.
4. Yeah, there's like 4 people.
4 players.
There was 4 owners that would have beat y'all this week if y'all's team combined powers. Y'all still would have lost.
Well, they kind of did with their trade. They almost combined powers.
They did it themselves. They did it themselves, guys. We've been talking lengthily. I know Cricket's a bitch. About how this league has been scoring more points than ever. Way to bring that totals down, guys. Way to go. Is y'all's game 53-63? I need some explanations, man.
Yeah.
53-63.
And
Patrick Mahomes scores 63.
The thing about it too is,
Danny could have beat you with 2 people. Either of y'all.
Had Sean, that is pretty funny.
I could have beat him with Kareem Hunt and Roethlisberger.
Had Sean started Miami's defense instead of Baltimore against Pittsburgh, which I'm not quite sure why he didn't do that, Sean wins this game. I mean, it is a simple defensive matchup that it came down
shit.
to.
He does win the game.
Yeah. I mean, that.
But, I mean, playing devil's advocate, okay, he puts in Dolphins defense. Justin would be able to put in Jordan Howard.
Yeah, but
that's only 10 more points.
The Dolphins'
22
defense
points.
move made more sense, though, is my point. You know, Baltimore going up against Pittsburgh, that's never an easy matchup. So,
and
but
if Justin got the mulligan as well, Sean will still beat him. Optimal lineups, I think Sean still gets him.
Yeah, Sean wins.
Yeah, damn, Sean. When a range of pours. The next game.
Wait. There's an award to be handed out in this game.
For an unprecedented, I don't know how many times this is.
We'll look it up at the end of the year.
For the season.
Yeah.
I mean, his bench points were 9 less than his total points. He is your one and only, the one and only, Dick Skin Sean O'Brien.
That a boy, Shawnee.
Dick Skin.
Hey, at least you're good at something, brother. At least you're good at something. Pull your Dick Skin 10 out, sweet. Crown him.
Yeah, dude, you're about to get a nut shot, dude. What the fuck are you doing all the time? Like, pay attention to your fucking fantasy football lineup.
Hey, he made a trade. This week you'll see a new Sean O'Brien, a new team OB, not murderers. You know, hey, now you're playing spoiler, Sean. I hope you go on a run and beat everybody you play from this point on, because I'd love to see you
change his name. It's low morale to know his team's not murderers.
And it's hard to say.
It's hard to say. Justin dropping to 5-4.
No, jumping to 5-4.
Rising to 5-4.
Yeah.
Well, he's in the north. I always think he's in our league for some reason.
Nope, he's not. I wish.
Me. We're the same team. So good job, Justin. Way to beat Sean by 10.5 points by scoring. I think that has to be the lowest point total in the history of the league with a W.
It might
There's no chance that anyone else scored less points in one game than 63.5.
We'll have to get the research team on that, but
I'll put I don't know how much money I put. I put an easy $1,000 on that if anyone wants to bet otherwise or knows otherwise.
Let me do some research and then I'll take you up on that bet. Hashtag fact checker.
Well, that sounds fair. Research it and then know if I'm right or wrong and take the bet. Anyways, great job, guys. Way to bring this league back down to earth.
I think we go Steve Harbor and then the other game of the week after this.
The game of these were both very close. Skin fuckers. Harbs, Team Hashir Jihad. Steven. Looks done Steven well. Unfortunately, he didn't have enough, man. Drew, big point for him. Put in a big game.
Killed it.
Lamar Miller finally didn't have a solid game. D-Hop killed it, of course. Had some bye week issues. Lost Will Fuller. It's definitely hurting him. I don't know why he won't trade me Saquon.
Devontae Parker back down to earth.
Yeah. Tyler Lockett doing nothing. Saquon on a bye. That obviously hurt Steve. So Harbor kind of got lucky, but that's the fuck Harbor does. He's lucky.
You know, this game really came down to the Sunday night game. It came down to the Packers-Patriots matchup. Both these guys having some Packers going. And it's funny because early messaging, Steve was touting Aaron Jones as basically the next coming of Saquon Barkley. And it was a close game. Jimmy got a score. Harbor responded in the group thread, kind of cheering on his own team. And then it came down to the moment that Steve lost the game for himself. I
just want to interject that Harbor and Jimmy Graham on primetime games
he's been killing it.
They've been daggers.
Do not play Harbor and don't play against Jimmy Graham in primetime. He's good for a touchdown and 50 yards every time.
Let him play on Sunday afternoon.
So Harbor throws something out, and Steve can't help himself, responds back, "It ain't over yet, Harbs." Very next play the Packers run, as they're driving the ball, Aaron Jones fumbles, -2, and really the Patriots come down, score a long touchdown to Josh Gordon. It's game over for the Packers at that point. It's game over for the run game for sure, and it's game over for Steve. Yeah. Good job, Steve. I needed you to lose that game. That was huge. You have no idea how excited I was when I saw you text that. I was waiting for something to happen. I thought maybe it would take a play or two. I didn't think it would be the immediate play after, but that was awesome.
Mohammed Jihad.
Yep. He did a jihad on himself.
Jihad on this game.
On his team.
Bro. Poor Steve. Suicide bombed himself.
Oh, he's got a fucking squad, dude. He'll be fine. I'm glad
he lost. He
had Saquon on by. He had Sterling Shepard on by. He should have probably started Trey Burton, but I get why he went with Jared Cook. But
I don't know. I see Steve's team falling apart, man.
I don't. I think Steve's gonna be just fine. Dude. With Saquon and Shepard, that's 40 points sitting on his bench right there. You throw that into this game, he crushes Harbor. So Steve's gonna be just fine.
Yeah, Steve's got a good team, man.
He's got a squad, dude.
And he's got a probably easy schedule coming ahead.
Of course he does. Of course he does.
Well, I think I play him one more time. I don't know. So yeah, Harbs even had a pedestrian game from Todd Gurley. Put in my cousin Frank Gore 5.5. A solid outing. Frank Gore passed Barry Sanders as 8th all time on the rushing list.
That was exciting.
It was exciting. Brandon Cooks, good game for you, Harbs. And your Jimmy Graham 13-point killer. I think he scored 13 against me or 13.5. The exact same fucking score.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Oh, Jesus Christ. So Harbor with the win, tied for first in the nasty North. Harbor got excited about how many dicks we were going to put in his mouth and decided to go ahead and beat Steve. Thank you, Harbs. Thank you. I also appreciate the Snapchat you sent me about how you got me. Great. Everybody loves to beat a winner, even though I got a shitty score. So, game of the week.
This was a great game. This was a great game.
This was a surprising game, a comeback game, one where one would venture to say owner A went to sleep thinking it was in the bag.
Oh, poor owner A.
While owner B pointed up, man. That was crazy.
I mean, both RJ versus Chris, this was an amazing game. For Chris to be able to come back the way he did with James White in that Sunday night game, getting him 25 for the win. I mean, both these teams from the top down went off. You know, Chris's low spot was his defense getting him a negative point. RJ's low spot was Tariq Cohen. They both had guys on the bench going off too. I mean, had RJ started Tevin Coleman, he scores 190 points total. Of course, had Chris started Matt Ryan, he scores close to the same. Quick fun fact. Did you know that Matt Schaub is still in the league?
He's a backup in Atlanta, right?
Yeah. You knew that?
Yeah, I knew that. He played for the Falcons. Yeah.
How old is he now? Like, I thought he was like physically – he was like physically just done as fuck when he was a Texan, and that was what? 2011 was his last year?
I'm 39. I don't look done. Do I look done?
You look done as fuck, bro.
Damn.
Yeah. He looked 50 when he was 20. Like, he's one of those old looking people. But like physically he looked like shit. That was 2011. It's 2018. Like, could you imagine if he I can't
some of these other quarterbacks that could be collecting paychecks? I bet Kurt Warner could still collect a paycheck.
Oh, easily,
Tony Romo
bro.
could still collect a paycheck.
Oh, Tony Romo would be offered starting money if he tried to come back right now.
Yeah.
But back to their game. I just thought that was interesting. I kept seeing Matt Schaub in like the players I was going through to see who's available. I'm like, what the fuck is Matt Schaub on here? I was like, he has to be retired, but no, he's still there.
Matt Schaub's still there.
But yeah, this game came down to the.
He's a free agent, and Danny is confirmed.
And I'm
needs him.
Scooping him. This game came down to that Packers-Patriots game. James White getting that 25. It literally came down to one play at the end of the game where he got a touchdown and jumped RJ by 1.5 points. It's so crazy, man. That's a kick in the nuts, RJ, and I feel for you, brother. Your team is on fire.
I would hate that motherfucker for the rest of my life. Like, you think he's going to be the guy, dude. Like, more to get 0.5, dude.
Yeah,
really?
dude. Especially in a game that they won 41-9.
Yeah, they just gave him the day off, dude. Like,
They basically gave him the day off, dude.
They gave him the day off, dude.
A catch in 10 yards, this thing's tied. You know what I mean? Like,
it was a lot of defense. We obviously saw what the defense put up. Vikings defense for RJ put up a good point total. He started off with Kittle.
That double tied in.
49ers.
Crushing right now.
Smashing Oakland. Ran the double tight against Golden. Thought he was going to lose. But Cam Newton had a good day. Duke Johnson Jr. out of nowhere with 23.5.
Michael Thomas, career day.
Beast, he's a beast, dude.
Career day. That was a fun game, man. That was a fun game.
And then James White, obviously.
Those
Cam
are
Newton,
two teams I do not want to play.
Dude, right?
I think they're the two best teams going right now. And I mean that 100%. I think they're the two best teams going right now.
Well, right now, and one of them scores 161.5, and the other one scores 163. Yeah, that's solid, dude. God, dude, you go to bed at 161.5, and
you wake up a loser.
At night, bro. You sleep good at night, and then that happens.
Ugh.
Like baby's crying.
On to week 10.
Week 10. Give us a rundown.
We could start off with my game, me and Wook.
Okay.
You know, this is one of those games where ESPN projects me to have a monster game, which of course means that I will probably have the opposite, because we know how fucked those projections are. Wook's got some great matchups. Phillip Rivers going up against Oakland, I feel like is fuck, dude. I feel like he's about to murder them.
Dude. I mean, that's definitely way better than Patrick Mahomes going against Arizona.
I mean, Arizona's D creates turnovers. I don't know. It's going to be, to me, this is going to be a close game. Wook's already called me saying he thinks I'm going to win. I've already called him telling him I think he's going to win. So hopefully we tie, Wook. I think
difference between
this game's going to come down in a tie.
He was generally calling you to tell you they think he was going to. You're not generally telling them that back.
I'm not generally, but I'm genuinely.
Genuinely, that's what I said. Generally. You hear me?
Are you being general, Wook? Because I'm being genuine, motherfucker.
Generally. I don't know. Wook's got Ezekiel Elliott going. Kerryon Johnson.
Wook's got his whole squad going, bro. He's ready.
I like your matchups better. Brady.
I don't know.
Josh Gordon, Tennessee.
I got a couple of starters on bye. Phillip Lindsay out. Emmanuel Sanders out. So I'm having to roll with some of the bench players. So just hoping that I can get some production out of those guys. But I do think it's going to be a close game. I like I said, Wook almost at full strength. I give him the slight edge, but
Gordon Oakland's going to torch them, dude.
I hope I can keep it. I hope I can keep it close.
I hope. Wook.
Next up, Warden versus Harbor.
Is this a trap game?
I don't see it, dude. I mean, again, if Warden had somebody else going besides Juicek, maybe he could make it close. I just, look at, Harbor's running back, Sony Michel and Todd Gurley versus Dion Lewis and a fullback. You got to give the edge to Harbor. Brandon Cooks, Mike Evans, Jarvis Landry. I just can't. I can't envision a way that Harbor doesn't win this game. I love you though, Warden. I wish you luck.
I think Warden's gonna surprise us and do
it. Deshaun Watson's on bye though.
Yeah,
it's gonna be tough.
Jesus just gonna have a game. So
you say Warden wins?
No.
Okay.
Harbor probably gets the W in a hard fought battle. I think it's gonna be a nail biter.
I'll give you that.
It's going to be a nail biter.
Next up.
You never know. Juszczyk on Monday Night Football, dude. He could be a primetime beast.
He could lay down some really good blocks. Next up, potential game of the week, you versus Joe. Wish Joe was here to be able to kind of give a breakdown of the game. He's already told me he thinks he's going to smoke your ass, so
he probably
should
does.
be interesting.
He probably will. He probably will. I'm a little bit worried, obviously.
About what?
About not being able to find this game on my computer right now so I can look at it.
You got great matchups. I think Ben Roethlisberger at home Thursday night. Defenses are usually tough plays on Thursday night, so I think that definitely is in your favor.
Yeah, I still don't know what I'm going to do about Adam Thielen. Not really sure.
Tyreek Hill might get Patrick Peterson, so that could be tough. Dallas has some good linebackers, might be able to keep up with Zach Ertz. I think dude, I think you got a squad, man. I think this is just another step in the road to you proving your greatness and how great this once in a lifetime team might be.
Yeah, I don't think as highly as it is you, but we'll see. I do like some of my matchups. I'm kind of ready to see if Juju can get back in to his early week performances. That was way better. We'll see. Roethlisberger, I don't know. I don't like jinxing it, but I think my squad is able to beat Joey, but Joey's squad is able to beat mine. So
in all seriousness, though, just breaking it down, I do think Joe's team does have potential to have a good week, but in all seriousness, I think you win this one. Next up, I've got really another fantastic matchup, Chris versus Steve. And this is wedding week for Steve. So, or going into it, week? Yeah. I mean, pre-wedding week for Steve. Yeah. Pre-wedding week. Sorry, Steve. I didn't mean to scare you. Yeah, pre-wedding week for Steve.
Misses on wedding and shit. Like, oh, sorry,
Steve. So, I know Steve would love to go into wedding week with the W. He's playing probably one of the two scariest teams there is to play right now, though. And fuck, dude. Chris gets his team back at full strength.
Steve on a losing streak, Chris on a winning streak. The momentum is totally going Chris's way.
Chris has a fucking squad right now, dude. I got to give it to Chris.
I
feel like his projections are a little bit under where they'll be, too, because Matt Ryan's rolling, Joe Mixon's rolling, James White is rolling, Michael Thomas is rolling, Alshon's – I mean, the whole fucking –
Yeah. And Steve's missing D-Hop, and that – usually that's 20, 25 points.
Personally, I don't think Steve's gonna miss a beat. I think I think this is gonna be a high scoring game this week. I think this has potential to be one of the highest scoring games this week.
Both teams break 130.
I think both teams break 130. Yeah, I could see this. No, I think this could be like a 145 to 136 type game either way.
Damn.
Yep.
Close game, yeah. I'm rooting for Chris, obviously. Hoping to get the chance to see him in the Super Bowl. So go Chris. Beat Steve.
Yes, please. Beat him, Chris. Beat Steve.
Beat Steve.
Next up, RJ versus High and Incomplete. I think RJ's gonna roll Justin.
Should be a cakewalk.
I think Justin gets Leonard Fournette back, so I know he's probably looking forward to that. So hopefully he can get 5 or 6 plays out of Leonard Fournette before he goes back down with the hammy. Like the projections have RJ scoring over 130 points. I think that's easily the floor for RJ. His team in these matchups have potential to score 150 again.
But we'll see. I mean, Antonio
I think RJ's
and Odell. Yeah, RJ seems pretty solid. Mitchell Trubisky's a question mark at quarterback, but so is Stafford. So, yeah, I would like Justin to win, obviously, because I'm fighting for my life, but I could see RJ smashing Justin.
I think RJ smashes Justin.
Yeah.
And last up, Lou versus Shawnee Boy.
Huh. Damn.
And, Lou's team's funny, man. It's like every week on paper, I feel like Lou should win. But then he doesn't.
Yeah.
So it's quite the quagmire, that Bad Intentions team. Sean, I think definitely got better, but
sounds a lot of people on by.
Hey, no. Poor Sean.
Lee Sean. Got Lee Sean coming back. Goodwin. I don't know. Come on, Sean. Get you that W, man.
I got to say Lou probably gets this one, but I'm rooting for you, Shawnee boy.
Come on, Sean. He needs Andy Dalton to go off. And Mark Ingram to do something. I don't know. Good luck, Sean.
So just running through the standings. Nasty North. I mean, the closest division that I think we've seen in some time. You know, like we said earlier, mathematically, with 4 games left, Lou's still in it.
He's not. He cannot be.
He can be. If he wins 4 games, he's
someone else loses out.
Yeah, exactly. He's 4 games back. If he wins out.
In the last 2 weeks, we play within our own division, so that's definitely going to happen.
Right. So if Lou wins out, he still has a chance at this thing. If you lose this week, that is a
Sean. If Sean eliminates you, get him, Sean.
If Sean has a chance to eliminate Lou this week, I believe. If everybody loses, I think Lou still has 1 more week to be alive.
Really?
But this really comes down to it. And then of course, Pineapple Express, Chris and Harbor at the top at 6-3. Chris scoring a boatload of points. Harbor really not that far behind him. And then you've got 3 teams, Wook, Joe, and Justin, all tied at 5-4. And then, like I said, Lou wrapping up the bottom of that division at 2-7. So really, that division is anybody's to win, anybody's to get that first round bye. And it's probably going to come down to the last week's matchups, which is going to be pretty exciting.
Dude, this shit's super wide open.
Yeah, that's awesome.
No. We'll see.
As wide open as Joe's butthole.
Yeah. Spread him, Joe. Joe's actually, he couldn't join us tonight. He usually likes to do the podcast, but he's with where did he say, a strip club with R. Kelly?
He's at a strip club with R. Kelly.
Yeah, a black strip club.
He saw R. Kelly was going to be there on Instagram and made sure that he was there with a couple of white girls.
Got him. So the Dirties. I'm hoping for a Steve loss, man, and then I can be right back in it. I'm gonna beat Joe.
The Dirty South division is also close. I'm fortunately sitting in the 1 spot right now with the 7-2 record. Steve, of course, right behind me at 6-3. A lot of points have been scored in our division. Schwig, you're sitting pretty in that 3rd spot, but only a game back of Steve and only 2 games back of me. And then RJ wrapping up that 4th spot at 4-5. And again, he's only 3 games out of that number 1 spot. So, RJ easily has a chance to still take himself to the top of this division. Warden, unfortunately, Warden. No, he's not.
Sean's eliminated. No,
Sean is technically eliminated unless he scored a boatload of points and you and RJ lose every game from here on out. So I guess mathematically it can still happen.
And so does Warden.
and Warden has a little bit better chance. He could at least have an opportunity at jumping record to make it into that 3rd spot if he wins out and you and RJ lose out. So Warden, you're still very much in the thick of things, but this is a big week for you, buddy. Just like Lou, it's probably a must-win. Sean, of course, it's a must-win for you, but you've definitely got a bigger hill to climb. RJ nipping at the heels with one of the hottest teams going right now.
And I was feeling good.
5-4.
I was feeling good with him because I was like, at least I'll have more points than him if he comes back. If it's
not anymore, dude.
Shit, dude. Yeah, it's down to,
100 points.
Yeah, he's right back in it.
And if he keeps scoring $160 every week, it'll make that up in no time.
Shit, dude, double my score. Of course, I scored 140, but it counts.
Still
143.
Yeah, I think this is going to be one of the most hotly contested.
It's a big week, man.
Seasons that we've had.
We're both 5-4.
A lot of
make or break game,
and that's just it. Everybody in the Nasty North basically is in first place, and so there's a lot on the line this week. And then, like you said, we've got some really tough matchups at the top of our division versus the top of theirs. So, easily this week and next could flip a lot of things on its head. And I just hope everybody loses but me.
Yeah, well, that's probably going to happen.
Oh, I wish.
Everyone's going to lose.
I wish.
Everybody. Yeah. So
it'd be cool if there's a lot of ties. It'd be fun to see that.
It'd be cool. All right. Well, thanks, guys, for listening and watching. Go Justin, beat RJ. Somehow do it. And
go Joe.
Go Joe.
Go Chris.
Joe, good luck.
Wook, I hope we at least tie and you don't smash me.
Good luck, Wook and Daniel. And thanks for watching. And that's it.
Later. All right, man. Later.